LeBron, just say what you're trying to say so we can shut it down and move on.
All I'm trying to say is Giannis still got action at the GOAT title. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, if all it takes is 39% mid-range shooting and all-time great finishing to be the GOAT, sounds like Giannis to me.
For the record, I jumped on this train like a couple of years ago when I said that Giannis was a better offensive player than Joker, and I was a little drunk when I said that. I was drunk off what Giannis was doing. I'm not doing that again, but Giannis has been great. Yes,
but you're starting to get just a little tipsy.
I'm not getting no. Let me tell you what's going on, Ron. Let me tell you what's going on. I see that bottle on the table, and I drank it before, and I ended up in somebody's house, and I'm trying to figure out where my clothes are. I'm not touching that bottle again. No, that's not happening, Ox. No, I'm not doing that again. No.
Oh man.
No.
Yo, what was that? What was that DL said? You the one wanted to play helicopter.
Exactly. You wake up, you're like, where the hell are my clothes? Nah, I ain't doing that again. No. Watching Giannis has been fantastic. I won't argue that. I think that if the season ended today, I think he's the league MVP. I think that he's just been great all the way around. I think his mid-range has been probably the most important part. And like last night, he
that mid-range too.
Yes, he is, yo. And last night they dominated
that mid-range.
He looking at the mid-range like I can make this. And I told you guys, he does not have to have a money mid-range game. But what he does have to have is a game that's respectable, where you have to honor that. Because when that big man comes out of that paint, unlike before, when that big man comes out of that paint, that opens up the lane, and that's more avenues for us to get to the rim. That's more avenues for us to get better shots. But when he's standing 16, 17 feet away from the basket, and he ain't looking at the rim, I'm just standing right here, and I'm not doing nothing. I'm not doing anything. So him cracking that mid-range, even if he's missing, he's more confident in it now, and I really like that about him.
I think he's shooting like 48% on like 8 attempts too. So it's like even statistically, like he's been like for Giannis, like for anybody actually, that's great.
Giannis became a better mid-range shooter than LeBron ever was. Interesting.
I think James' best seasons as a mid-range shooter, I think it was 13. I want to say 13, Mars. I think he was at like 30, between 39 and 42%, something like that.
Sure, it's not 25th. No.
Hey, Giannis be laughing at that.
Yeah,
39%.
Okay. Something like that.
Shout out to Giannis and all the kids out there too. I just want to say, when you put in the work, the results will come. Most of the time.
Unless you're just garbage.
Unless you trash, Ox. If you trash, then like we ain't having a conversation. You suck.
So which one is it? LeBron didn't put in the work in his career, or he just sucks?
I'm sorry, Mars. I just can't be great at everything. I apologize.
No, so which one is it? Did he not put in the work for a good mid-range game, or does he just suck it?
I think that he actually had a good mid-range game.
Okay,
I don't think he had a bad.
Is good now.
I don't think he had a bad mid-range. I don't think he had a bad mid-range game.
That doesn't mean he had a good one. I mean, there's not just bad or good. Those aren't the only two options.
You just said suck, Mars. You said either he was good or he sucked.
No, I'm asking which one it was. Was it that he didn't work?
I think he had a good mid-range.
Or they just I do,
because he improved in his mid-range game.
Improving from being one of the worst mid-range shooters ever to being 39% doesn't mean you became good. It just means that.
So I just suck less. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
If Luka goes from being the worst defender ever to becoming average, does that mean he's now a good defender? Or does it just mean he's no longer the worst ever?
It sounds like you're saying the same thing.
I don't get how that's the same thing. Either you're average or you're good or you're bad.
But if I'm average,
you're good because you're average.
But if I'm average, I'm better than what I used to be. Way better than what I used to be.
That just means you're improved. Improved doesn't mean good. Improved just means better than you were.
Okay, I suck less.
Yeah.
However, if I'm average, that doesn't mean I suck.
Yeah, that means you're average.
I'm not bad.
Yeah, you're average. So,
but LeBron I'm not bad.
Good. So LeBron wasn't good. Why was LeBron never a good mid-range shooter? Did he not work on it, or does he just not have the skill to do it?
I do think he worked on it.
So he's just not good enough. Okay,
maybe.
Interesting. Shout out to LeBron, man. That's the GOAT, by the way. Giannis can do it in 7 years. LeBron can do it in 22. Interesting. Cool.
Just observing.
Just observing.
Disgusting.
I'm just observing. Don't get mad at me. I'm just making observations. 2018, 39% from mid-range. Interesting. Observing. Just observing.
This is year 11? 11? Or 10?
What's year 15?
This is year
in 2018, yeah, he was he showed up in 2003, so yeah, that was year 15.
Yeah, but Giannis is in year 11.
Yeah. How many rings did
James was so much better as a. Well, do we remember
in
James
11 seasons? LeBron had what?
No, in his first
2
10
rings.
seasons.
First 10 seasons. 1 or 2. I don't know if 2013 is his 10th season.
He had
1 or 2.
Wait, he had 2.
No,
his rookie year was 04. His 10th year would have been 14. At that point, he had 12.
So he had 2.
He had 2.
rings.
He had 12 and 13. The one versus OKC, and then the one versus.
And he also had the biggest finals meltdown in history.
Ron, just say what you're trying to say.
Mars. No. He had 2 of them.
Facts.
Ron, just say what you're trying to say so we can shut it down and move on.
All I'm trying to say is Giannis still got action at the GOAT title. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, if all it takes is 39% mid-range shooting and all-time great finishing to be the GOAT, sounds like Giannis to me. I don't know.
1 year. I mean, do we remember him playing in the mid-range in 13? Do we remember him playing in the mid-range in 18 in the playoffs? Do we remember that? Like, that's better than Giannis has ever been.
I hate to step in and interrupt this intense yap session that you're currently watching, but I just have to inform you on all the amazing, spectacular, fabulous, endless ways to play and win over at Prize Picks. Basketball fans, I know the season is just tipping off. Yes, I know this. But you know what that means? It means that you have an opportunity to pick your favorite players and their matchups that are the most thrilling, and you can win money from these. With Prize Picks, you can play daily NBA contests and test your hoop knowledge by choosing the player projections and every single stat line imaginable to make your Prize Picks and take home some nice hard-earned cash. Are you a rookie in the game? Don't even sweat it. I got the playbook for you right here. All you have to do is download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and you will get $50 instantly when you play 5 here with Prize Picks. So what are you waiting for? Download Prize Picks, use promo code PANEL, and join me as we break down all of our amazing daily picks right here on the panel. Prize Picks. Run your game, control your game, win your game. It's easy, baby. It's easy.
Ever.
Now, okay.
That's they coined a phrase called LeBronto when he put that 17-foot fall away in his game, which made him impossible.
LeBronto wasn't off his mid-range.
It was off his game. This is game
LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. We know about
the jumpers from LeBron.
So let me ask you a question.
I don't want to have to slander LeBron today, but come on, chill.
Wait a minute, Ron. Did we not have that?
To be honest,
did he have that? Did he have that in 17 like that? Did he have that in 2009 like that? No, he didn't. But one of the main reasons why he was called that was because putting stuff like that in his game, which made him better. In addition to him playing in transition, in addition to him being the defender that he was, in addition to him knocking down the long ball, well, he's got now a 17-foot fall away in his game. How you gonna stop that?
No, he got on a hot streak. That doesn't mean he became an elite mid-range shooter. Anyone can get on a hot streak. That doesn't prove much. Wemby just went on a 6-game streak shooting 40.
So he got on a hot streak in 13 too. He got on a hot streak in
2018.
In 2013, LeBron shot 42% from mid range.
Maddie, what side do you want, Maddie?
Which means Giannis could be on a hot streak right now because he's never done that.
In 2022, Giannis shot 42% from the mid range. He had a whole season doing it.
So you know what it sounds like?
Mars, what about in the 2018 playoffs? What about in the 2018 playoffs?
2018 playoffs, LeBron was like 48%.
So Maddie, you're on the LeBron side of this, Maddie?
I mean, I don't like LeBron, but like I'm gonna say he's a better mid-range scorer than Giannis, though, because like
it
don't
look like it to me.
But yeah, LeBron ain't never had a season like this. What we arguing about?
Yo, the chat might like it. The chat might not like it, but we got an hour and a half, and we can go to war right now. LeBron versus Giannis, if that's what y'all two really want to do.
This all started because I just want to know
bigging up Lakers.
Is LeBron not working on his mid-range, or is he just not good at it? That's just what I want to know.
He clearly is. So that's just not that's not the case.
So he's working on it. He's just flawed. He's just not that good.
Just like every other
skill
player.
deficiency.
Just like every other.
22 years to figure out skill deficiency and ain't figure out. That's tough.
Even though he was able to shoot the mid-range, and like you just said, Giannis is shooting the mid-range at 48%, which right now we're a month into this month and a half into the season. Is this going to happen all season? Even though James shot 42%, I think in the playoffs. I think he shot 42% in the playoffs in 13. if I'm not mistaken. Giannis did that for a whole season. So James, 39 to 42%. I mean, I don't think that's that much of a drop off. And this could be a hot streak for Giannis, for all I know. But I don't think it is.
I think be a hot streak. He might drop down to 40%.
Bron had a hot streak too in the 2018 playoffs.
Exactly. I go look at LeBron. Let's go.
2009. 2009, LeBron was like 47% from the midi in the playoffs.
Yeah, he can get hot. That's what you call a streaky shooter.
Yes.
2015 playoffs, LeBron 29.9% from
30% in the
2016 playoffs, 37%.
Okay, wow.
Ouch.
2017 playoffs, 37%.
How many shots?
Then you got 2018, 48%.
Right.
Then you got 2019, didn't make the playoffs.
2020.
Bubble, 39%.
Right.
21, 27%. 22, they missed the playoffs.
23.
2023, 39%.
Right.
And
so that's where he is, Mars. So he's around a 40% mid-range shooter, around that.
I've seen Giannis do that for a whole season. 42%, 2022. I've seen it. He's already done it for a season. This year, he's 48%. If this maintains, that's 2 seasons better than LeBron's ever done.
Can we get the volume too?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Can we get the volume?
And Giannis shoots more middies than LeBron. So Giannis shoots more, better percentage, and has larger samples of doing it. Why can't I say he's a better mid-range shooter? Because LeBron has some moments where he gets hot.
I want to be clear on this. I didn't know this was just going to be a mid-range conversation because I heard y'all.
Clearly it is. So let's do that.
I heard y'all say that action at being the GOAT. That's why I jumped in. We're just talking about.
Oh, that's Ron. Ron just wanted to start.
Oh,
sure.
All I was saying is year 10, Bron had 2 rings.
But Kareem's your GOAT, so why are you bringing up Bron anyway?
I want to get back to this mid-range stuff.
Because y'all call
what's that to get back to? Giannis is better, and he did it in a short time. He in year 11, he better than LeBron ever was from the mid-range. I don't know what
how many mid-range shots is LeBron James shooting when he's shooting 39%, when he's shooting 37% for the regular season?
Less than 2 a game. He don't
right.
shoot.
So all right, and how many is Giannis shooting this year?
Over 4 a game.
In the mid-range. Right.
So Giannis is taking twice as many at better percentages. What's the argument for LeBron? I mean, you can't be like, oh well, teams let Giannis shoot. Have you watched LeBron? They let LeBron shoot mid-range jumpers,
and they letting Giannis shoot. And we got one.
That's my point. They both letting him shoot. Giannis is shooting twice as many and making more.
And one season, Mars. One season. That's what we're talking about right now.
I'll use 2022 as the argument. That's the whole season he's done it. LeBron's never done it.
And that was okay. So hold on, Mars. That's just so not fair. You said 22. Giannis is what? Where's Giannis in 2022? Where's Giannis?
42%.
No, I ain't talking about the percentage, Mars. Where is Giannis in 2022? I think that's year 8, year 9. Where's James at that point? I think James is in 22. I think James is in year 19.
No, I'm saying pick the best year of LeBron in the mid-range. So Giannis in 22. Giannis had a better mid-range shooting season. That's what I'm saying.
In 2013, Giannis had a better mid-range season than any year to James than any year.
They were both 42%. Giannis was on a higher volume. Yes.
So you're shooting more shots.
I'm shooting more at the same percentage as you.
How is that better than me?
Okay. Steph Curry, 12 threes a game, 43%. Seth Curry, 3 threes a game, 43%. Who's the better 3-point shooter?
We already know Steph is the better 3-point shooter.
Take out the name.
Not just because it's on more volume, Mars. That's what you're trying to sell me.
3 threes a game, 41%. Who's the better shooter?
You're selling me on more volume.
You're taking more and shooting the same percentage.
You're selling me on more volume. Just because you're shooting more, that doesn't mean that you're better.
Well, I'm trying to sell you on more percentage, and you're saying it's a small sample. So then I tried to sell you on more volume, and you say the volume isn't important.
Okay, the volume doesn't work. The volume doesn't work. The percentage I could get with. That part,
Giannis' percentage is better.
But chill. Also, too, let me sell you on a little bit of logic, too. Typically, the more you shoot, the more you're going to miss. So, if Luke Kennard is shooting 41 with 3 threes, if he ups that to 8, it's going to be harder for him to keep that same consistency.
So, your logic is with Giannis shooting more, but still having the same percentage.
That's harder to do. It's easier if I'm shooting.
Saying Daniel Gafford's a better finisher than Giannis because he shoots 80% at the rim when he's only taking 4 shots a game, and Giannis is taking 16 shots a game at the rim. It's like saying that. It's like, no, the guy taking more shots is obviously going to be harder to maintain that level of efficiency because one shot can change the percentages a lot more in a smaller sample. So it's less likely that you're going to be having crazy low percentages because you're taking less shots. So Giannis taking more mid-range shots, shooting the same percentage, and this is using Giannis's second best season versus LeBron's best season. I don't understand what the argument is here. Because if I use Giannis's best season, which is the season going on right now, it's better than LeBron's ever done. But then we're going to argue sample size. I have 22 years of LeBron being bad in the mid range. I don't know how much more.
He's not bad, Mars. We've already discussed that. He's not bad.
Mars, who's a better quality of mid range attempts?
I don't know what to tell you. Like I disagree with you. He's been bad in the mid range his whole career.
Who has more quality in their mid range attempts? LeBron in his best season or Giannis?
One out of every 3 shots I'm making.
I would say Giannis probably has slightly better shot quality, but both of them teams concede mid range jumpers to both of them.
You don't think there's like any gap between LeBron and Giannis as mid range shot creators?
No, I just said I'll give LeBron the slight edge in terms of how teams treat him, but in terms of mid range shot creation, Giannis is more willing to shoot mid range jumpers than LeBron is.
That's not true, Mars.
LeBron will take a mid range jumper if it's the last option.
Giannis maybe today he will. He didn't do that years ago, Mars. That's not true. He would come off screen.
If you want to go years ago, he took him and he was bad at them. So I don't know what you want now.
You just said that Giannis shoots more from the mid range. So how is he not? How is he not more willing? If you just said yourself that he shoots more.
I just said Giannis is more willing to take them. I just said that.
Yeah.
Giannis LeBron takes them as a last resort.
But that's just not true. He doesn't shoot them as a last resort. That's why I've worked on it, so I can shoot it more.
LeBron don't want to shoot that damn mid-range.
So he can have counters. LeBron would much rather shoot a 3. LeBron would much rather get to the rim. LeBron would much rather pass to his teammates.
10 years
LeBron
ago,
would much rather draw a foul. The last option is taking a mid-range jumper.
Not 10 years ago, it wasn't. He knew he had to expand his game because that was the knock on him.
He expanded his game to the post and the 3-point line more than the mid-range. The mid-range was still a last resort.
No, the mid-range for LeBron has always been a last resort, but I don't I think he is clearly a better mid-range. I think he's clearly the better mid-range shooter than Giannis.
That was the knock on him. The knock on him was that he couldn't shoot. Not he couldn't shoot threes, he couldn't shoot. So teams backed off of him. That's why he had to get better at that. In fact,
he did get better at that.
When he had the meltdown against Dallas in 2011, they backed off of him. He couldn't shoot the basketball. I have to get better at this in the mid-range, at the long ball line. Now, the idea that I'm going to shoot the mid-range last, what it sounds to me like, I'm going to shoot this, and I don't really want to shoot this. I want to shoot the long ball more than I shoot in the mid-range, even though teams backed off me and dared me to shoot in the mid-range way more than they dared me to shoot at the long ball line, which means that I have to improve in the mid-range first. I have to improve in the mid-range first, which is what he did in 2012, in 2013, which is why his game expanded.
You're saying he improved at the mid-range before he improved at the 3-point line?
I think his mid-range game got better.
It got better, but his 3-point shot got better way before his mid-range game got better. LeBron became better from 3 by like 2009. He didn't become solid in the mid-range until he got to Miami. And even then, it was a couple years, and then it regressed again. So
you just think like the whole 2009 playoffs, like especially that Orlando series, like LeBron just got hot. Like you just think it was just random.
Yeah, I think streaky shooters get hot, especially when they get dared to shoot. They're capable of making shots. I don't think that's indicative of LeBron.
For the whole series against the best defense in the league, when LeBron is
saying the whole series, it's 6 games. Yes, I think you can get hot for 6 games.
So we can use.
I watched Paolo get hot for 7 games last year.
So we can use that same logic. So Mars, we could use that same logic with Giannis. He's a streaky shooter. That's what
I agree. I'm not saying Giannis is good. I'm saying he's better than LeBron. Both of them are streaky.
That's not.
I'm not trying to say Giannis is Steph Curry. I'm saying LeBron, streaky shooter. Giannis, streaky shooter. Giannis percentages better than LeBron's on more volume. Ergo, Giannis over LeBron. What's hard to understand about this? LeBron can get hot from mid-range. He's done it before. Most notably, 2009 postseason, 2018 postseason. Coincidentally, they happen to be the 2 best postseasons he's probably ever played. Wow, what a shock. Then you look at every other postseason he's had. If we can praise the 48% postseasons, why can't I talk about the 29% postseasons? Do they not count?
Yes, they do. When he
gets hot, look, he's capable of that. But then when he shoots 29%, oh no, it's just bad shooting. They're both just as relevant. In fact, I would argue 2015 shows more about LeBron shooting than 2009 does when you consider that it was a larger sample of games.
And if I can do that, I can say the same thing about Giannis, because this isn't indicative. This is not indicative of who Giannis is right now.
Giannis we can talk about 2022. I'm fine with that. I'm saying
we can talk about not only can we talk about 2022, we can talk about 2019 too, when they built that wall against him where he couldn't shoot at all in the mid-range.
Oh yeah, 2019. Look, Giannis couldn't shoot. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying he improved at it in 11 years faster than LeBron has in 22. You bring up that Giannis couldn't shoot 5 years ago helps my point. He was trash in 2019. He was trash in 2020. And somehow by 2024-25, he's become a better mid-range shooter than LeBron ever was. That was
somehow in 10 years.
How was Giannis in 11 years got to a level that LeBron hasn't got to in 20?
That's not necessary.
That was my question.
I think we're on a hot streak right now when it comes to
like, that's my whole point. Giannis has been in the league half as long and is a better mid-range shooter than LeBron ever was.
Okay. So Giannis is just on a hot streak and it's a small sample size. There we go. Like LeBron's still
cool. If that's the argument you want to stand on, then fine. We'll have to wait till 82 games are over, and then when he's still shooting 47%, will the argument change? Okay. If I'm willing to concede, if I'm willing to concede that Giannis is just on a hot streak right now, he's at 48%, it won't maintain. Let's say for the sake of argument, I'm willing to concede that. So if it does maintain and he shoots 48% for the whole season, will you concede he's better than LeBron?
It's better.
Yeah, sure.
All right, cool. So we'll be back here in April.
Yeah, but we all know that mid-range is dead though. You know what I'm saying? So who cares? Mid-range is dead.
For Giannis to shoot 48%,
that's a terrible shot. Actually, now I think about it, so Giannis is terrible because he's shooting terrible shots. Who shoots mid ranges in 2024? It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. Yeah, the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.